Hello romantic home family and welcome back. I am Olivia with Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video I am so excited to share with you guys some DIY, Dollar Tree and budget friendly decor crafts. So I love to share with y'all how you can make your home's boutique gorgeous on a budget. I truly believe you do not have to break the bank to have a fabulous, amazing home. If you love to craft and decorate on a budget, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook page where I share daily crafting inspiration for you all. And without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting.
Let me share with you all how to create a bow garland. So bows are all the rage right now. I'm going to take this ribbon that I found on clearance after the holidays. It's wired satin ribbon, and I'm going to simply cut it and then tie it into a bow like I would be tying my shoelaces. This is a super easy bow. So you just tie it, and then you're going to want to kind of play with those loops, fluff them out, you know, ruche them around up and down. Then I want to take and dovetail the ends, so just cut a little upwards triangle in either end, and here is how your bow should look. We're going to make about 5 to 6 of these bows. I think they're really pretty to make for bridal, for home decor, for Valentine's, Easter, any baby. Oh my gosh, this would be so pretty in a little baby girl's room. So anyway, make as many bows as you like for the space that you're decorating for. They would be pretty hanging off of a mantle or like a little cabinet would be super adorable as well. So once you have all of your bows made, heat up that hot glue gun, and then we're going to add just a little tiny touch of hot glue to the outer corner of our satin bow. This is super easy, and then you're just going to take the other satin bow, pinch it together, and allow it to dry. I did not add a ton of hot glue, just kind of a little dab. And then I'm going to continue that process as I create my bow garland. And here is the final result. You could easily run another piece of ribbon through either end of the little loop bows, or even tie some string on it to each end, and that way you could hang it. Another idea is to take some little thumbtacks and just thumbtack on the inside of the bow wherever you see fit. So I'm going to finish getting all of my kind of pretty romantic Valentine's Day decor in order. You might see that this space has a lot of Valentine's Day decor, but I am going to take some of it and spread it throughout my home as I get ready to share with you all a Valentine's Day home tour. So I hope you all are loving this tutorial, and happy crafting! Let me share with you a cute and easy Dollar Tree cottage wreath. So I had made previously in the last video some beautiful cottage roses using coffee filters, and I'll leave that video tutorial at the end of this video. So if you didn't get to see that, you can kind of catch up on it. But we're going to take our coffee filter roses, and Dollar Tree carries these little kind of hoop wreath forms, and we're just going to simply hot glue the little filters onto the wreath forms. Now I was worried that they didn't want to stabilize on there, but I kind of figured out a way to get them securely on there once I got a couple more of them on there. So I'm using white and then pink and then pink and then white, and you guys can really dye these coffee filter roses in any color that you love. This is such an inexpensive DIY, and it comes out so beautiful. So you just need a little bit for the a 3-pack of hoops are $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, and then your pack of coffee filters, you guys can get enough to do a bunch of roses for $1.25. And then I'm taking some pieces of coffee filter, I'm cutting them into little strips and hot gluing those to the back of my wreath. That way it kind of holds those little roses on there just a little bit more securely. I also think felt would be nice to glue to the back of that as well. You can also kind of hot glue your roses together just a little bit, and that will keep them on there very nicely. And you can add in some greenery. I just had some greenery left over from another project, so I'm clipping that in and just kind of hot gluing in and around the pretty base of my romantic roses wreath. And again, you guys can dye these coffee filters with some inexpensive paint that you find at the Dollar Tree. That's what I did. I actually used red paint, but it came out and ended up being more of like a coral, so it was a little bit lighter. But I feel like this is just such a beautiful project, especially if you're on a tight budget. And my goal is to make a whole bunch of these coffee filter roses and do like a big beautiful mantle garland. Here is how it turned out and looks, and you guys could tie a little bow to the top and you have a fabulous wreath on a total budget. Let's create a beautiful romantic vase using this piece of lace and a Dollar Tree vase. So I'm going to take the base of the vase and I'm just going to add the lace. I'm using a little bit of hot glue. I've also done this to where you could Mod Podge the lace to the vase as well, but this is going to be super easy and quick, so just grab some scrap lace. I find mine at the thrift store all the time, or even a shirt that has been damaged beyond repair, and then I'll just cut some of the lace parts off. So again, I'm just taking some of this hot glue and gently hot gluing in and around the base of my little Dollar Tree vase. And the best part about this is when you're hot gluing, if you decide you don't want a lace vase and you want to do something else with the vase, you can simply just pull it off, give it a little wipe down, and you're good to go. I am going to hot glue a little strip here at the back to kind of hold everything together. Be careful when you're working with lace and hot glue because it is easy to burn yourself. I have neuropathy in my hands, so I don't feel a lot of my fingertips, but that's a whole nother story. So I'm going to take my little scissors here. My daughter got these for me for Christmas from Five Below. I love how fancy they are, and I also love how sharp they are. And I am just trimming off a little bit of the excess lace because I want to do something with the excess lace in another tutorial. So anyway, just continue to hot glue that big strip of lace, and then you're going to have a beautiful lace vase. How easy is that? You could pop the excess lace in there as so, but again, I do want to save some of that excess lace for a different part of a tutorial, so I am going to quickly just kind of trim this top part off, and then you could easily tuck that into the vase. I did want it to kind of stick in there a little bit better, especially since I'm going to add some flowers, so I'm just adding a couple little dabs of hot glue in and around the underneath part of the lace, and here is our beautiful lace vase. Now here are some faux flowers from Hobby Lobby. Check their sale catalogs. They usually put them 40 to 50% off, and I'm simply going to add them into my lace vase. I feel like this is a tongue twister or rhyming time or something. Anyway, I just have them all trimmed kind of at different levels. That way they kind of sit a little bit differently in the vase, but clustering them all together. And these are the really realistic roses from Hobby Lobby. They're a little bit more pricey, but I think they're well worth it. And then you just kind of want to kind of arrange things around. You could add some greenery if you wanted, but this is just a quick little tutorial. Fun and fabulous, very romantic, and very budget friendly. For this Dollar Tree DIY, let's create a pretty little mini Victorian cottage style wreath. So from the Dollar Tree, I found these little round wreath forms and they come in a 3-pack, and I had this really pretty lace ribbon left over from the thrift store, Christmas decorating, and I just decided to hot glue it in and around the base of my wreath form and then trimmed off the edges. Now this would have worked so much easier had I had just a large piece of lace to lay over the wreath form, but I didn't, so I'm just going to do it in strips using the pretty lace ribbon. And the ribbon is so pretty, I thought, you know what, this is a great way to actually show off the ribbon. So I just hot glued it in and around the edge of the base, and then just a tiny bit on each piece of ribbon. And here's how my pretty lace wreath form base looks. Then I'm going to take these little cottage roses and I'm going to tie a shoelace bow with this satin ribbon. Super easy. You just tie a bow like you would tie your shoelaces, and then I'm going to put that in and around the pretty roses. I really don't want to overload this wreath decor idea because I want it to remain somewhat simple. I want to be able to use it in like a little small bathroom area or just a little pretty small space. Another thing would be to grab some junk jewelry, maybe, you know, your grandma or your aunt's pretty brooch that you'd like to use in memory that you could pin onto this, or you could even just use like an old earring maybe that's broken to go in and around some of the flowers, or like I'm gonna put a pretty Victorian totally dazzled jewel into the center of my bow. So I kind of arranged the smaller roses, then I'm adding in some little Dollar Tree greenery in and around the base of my pretty wreath form. You can take like a little piece of floral wire and just hook that through the lace at the top, or you could tie a bow to be able to hang it, or you could just kind of set it around with some pretty books. Some fairy lights behind it would also be really pretty, so I added that pretty little Victorian lady piece. It's just like a little jeweled piece. I think you could put it on a necklace. And those come from totallydazzled.com. My sweet friend Natalie is so amazing. She's a small business owner. I'll leave a link in the description box for you guys. But here is how it turned out. It's just a pretty simple little wreath. I think it would be great also for a little Mother's Day gift idea, or just anybody that has a romantic notion, or if you have that little romantic space in your home. Fun and fabulous on a budget. And I have to share with you guys my little puppy dog Benji Bear. He loves to get cuddled up, so I'll just take like a little blanket and wrap it around him. He loves getting the super cuddle, the super snuggle. Look at, he's not spoiled at all. Then this is him also wanting to play. He absolutely loves to play. He wants to say hi to all his kitty cat and puppy dog fans out there. We love y'all. And the next quick segment of this video, I'm going to pop in the tutorial for making and dyeing the coffee filter roses. I feel like that might be important in case you didn't watch my last video and you wanted to make that wreath that I shared earlier in this video. So happy crafting. Love y'all. let's make some beautiful hand-dyed coffee filter roses. So I took 2 cups of water, a container, and a big dollop of paint. I found this paint at the Dollar Tree. It is going to come out a little bit more of a pale reddish pink when we're done, but I took about 7 to 8 coffee filters, and you want to dip them in the paint, swish them around, and then kind of squeeze them out. You are going to want to wear gloves for this project, and I went ahead and just lined my baking sheet with foil. It says to line it with parchment paper, but whatever you have on hand. And I'm also just adding them stacked together onto the baking sheet. Now, if you do them separately, you don't have to bake them for very long, only 7 minutes, but because I did the 7 to 8 bundles on top of each other, I baked them at 250 degrees for 30 minutes. Then you're going to simply take and cut around the edge. You want to start cutting in a circular direction, and you want to cut a little bit smaller and get a wider cut as you go along. You don't want to cut to the very end. You want to leave a small round circle at the very end. And when we put the flowers together, I'll show you how. Now, this is the easiest tutorial I have ever done for these coffee filter roses. So you're going to take a tiny bit of hot glue and just begin to roll the smallest end. Just roll it like you're rolling up a little burrito. You kind of want to keep the one end flat, and then the other end that's going to be the rose part can be a little bit different. It's okay if it's a little bit uneven and it looks more like a natural rose, I guess. I did hot glue it a little bit as I went along, but you really can simply roll a couple of rolls and then hot glue, and then roll a couple of rolls and hot glue some more. I did several of these, and I can't wait to do more of them in different colors. It was a little bit of a process to bake them, but it was still super fun, and I really enjoyed this project. Once you get to the end, you're going to flip your rose over, and there's the flat part the circle that you didn't cut, and you're going to want to take hot glue a generous amount on the bottom and just take that flat part and fold that over, and then you want to keep hot gluing and folding to get a little bit more kind of a petal shape. And this is really, there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason for how I did the last one of the petals. I just kind of saw where they needed to be hot glued and kind of hot glued them in and around my pretty rose. So I made several of these in the red color that we dyed, and then several in the white, and I'll share with you guys how to do the white at the end of this tutorial. Similar, except for you don't dye them, of course. Here is how it turned out. I really feel like it turned out fabulous. I had this little extra piece of greenery left over from some roses that I had ordered on Amazon, so I just took some hot glue and hot glued some greenery on to the back of my pretty roses, and here is how they look. I didn't put greenery on all of them because I have a project in mind for how I want to use these, but I need to get a whole bunch more done, so I'm going to work on doing some more of them tomorrow. But fun and fabulous, and these are so budget friendly. And honestly,
so thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. It's a true blessing and honor to have you all here. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching my videos. This is my 6th season on YouTube, crafting and decorating. So I have a treasure trove of crafts and decorations that I have done for my home. I'm a seasonal decor enthusiast. It really just sets my soul on fire to craft and decorate and make a beautiful home, and I like to do it in a budget-friendly way. It's always something I've loved to do, crafting and decorating, since I was a little girl. So if you guys love to craft and decorate, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, wherever you guys like to get your crafting and decorating inspiration. I have a ton, like years of videos on these platforms, especially YouTube and Facebook. I have a lot going on there. And I try to post on Instagram and TikTok as much as I can, but I am a one-woman show. I do my own hair, makeup, editing, filming. I buy my own supplies and all that kind of fun stuff. So please give me grace and give yourselves grace no matter where you're at in your crafting and decorating adventure. I have all of my videos organized into playlists. So all you guys have to do is click on the playlist on the YouTube channel, and you can just binge watch whatever floats your boat and suits your fancy. So I want to give you a gentle reminder that every day we have been given is a gift from God. As we grow older and things change and our relationships change or our lives lives change, or our family members, you know, change, go in and out of our lives, friends, you know, there's so many different things. I'm getting ready to be an empty nester, so I'm going through that part of my journey. And my sister, you know, is really ill right now. So there's so many different things that change and happen, but just remember that every day is a gift from God, and we can use that day for good. So you can encourage somebody, send them a nice text, pray for them, reach out to them, smile, just all that kind of fun stuff. So just do your best, you guys. Keep going, keep putting one in front of the other, and don't forget to care for yourself, especially if you're caring for a loved one. So anyway, I love y'all to the moon and back. I'm gonna hug all of your hearts so tight. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my Valentine's Day home tour next week, and we're gonna begin spring crafting and decorating also, because I do all of the majority of my decor. I try to do handmade, and so that does take a while. So anyway, we've got to get started on Easter spring crafts very soon. We've done a lot of Valentine's Day crafts, so go back and watch all those videos. Also, if you need prayer, drop those prayer requests down below. This is a praying community, and I'm so blessed by your service to pray for others. So until our next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.